Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, we like to begin by giving all praises, all honor, glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh.
Double honor to the apostles and the leaders of Great Millstone who know good well. Peace and blessing to the saints that are coming in the elect. This is a small part of the GMS camp come together to do another edification lesson unto the hopeful elect. Alright, and any new further notice, let's go straight into the lesson.
Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1 reads, My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble.
From the time we come, from the time the Most High called us to this truth, He put us in our training battlefield for the great day to come, which is with that great day, I will call that great day resistance. Even if it costs me life, you know, He said, my son, when thou come to serve the Lord, which Most High called us to this, and not we ourselves, you understand? Because it's all going up to the time martial law won't kick in and the RFID chip won't come, you know. Where Revelation chapter 12 verse 12.
This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
That's right. He saw know he have but a short time. Most High say, woe unto the earth and to the inhabitants of the sea, the multitude of the people and the whole world. Most High coming to deal with the remnant. But the Satan, Esau, he know he have a short time, and he can't come hard on the Hebrew Israelites, the one that serve when Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in sincerity and in truth, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone and the brothers that in the spirit of Great Millstone. Alright? He going to come with that chip, and it's either dead or the chip. But some of us shall not chase that. But the Most High say, go back in the Sirach chapter 2 and read verse 2 and then go on to 3. Say, make not haste in the time of trouble.
Sirach 2 and continuing from 3, it says, Cleave unto him. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
And that last end is where Esau went up and he last hit, he last straw. That is the last end. Most I say constantly endure. Because no brothers fervently just say, hey, I want the Lord to rise me up. Some brothers just pray to be a weapon of destruction according to Isaiah. We deal with like break in pieces the nation. You understand? And that the time we had to constantly endure, because in that time the Most High going on and rise up the hope for the elect with great power. He said, you have hide his face for a little while, but with great mercy, the Most High going and redeem us. The whole world going to know that these men is the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. The new government. That way it means to be endured. The scripture say the devil know he have yet but a short time. And the word temptation, when we read in Sirach chapter 2, the word temptation, it goes back to the word to entice someone to sin. And what Esau doing is putting these people in debts, in more debts, in more debts. So what he will do, when he crash the physical dollar, he will let them know here what is we have to go to anybody can help me out, sure. The monetary system. Where the money will be no more paper, but it will be cashless society, Tawara. And now your debt's now going to be transferred to that. And those that don't have the funds, a lot of you jakes in debts, don't have the funds to pay the so-called white man. You're going to let you know take the chip. If you don't want to take the chip, you will die.
You don't take the chip, you eat, then you basically survive, you know. That's all we can inject it in you. And by taking the chip, you try to inject it in you, that basically when you take this, right, you're going back to the so-called normal. You know, you're going to basically have access to everything again.
That's right.
Everything will be easier on you, but in knowing if you take the chip ignorantly, hey, Esau done plan all this.
If I may say, I was watching a video where somewhere in Oklahoma, where basically a man was bringing it out in a press conference to say the white people and them basically bringing forward that chip, and if you ain't take it, because he said that's going to be the new way of life. You understand? He said if you ain't take it, you wouldn't be allowed to leave the country or do nothing for yourself basically. You understand? And we seeing through the power and the spirit that Hashem Yahushai, the apostles of Great Millstone, and that chip really is the mark of the beast.
That's right.
Because right now they're pushing it real heavy.
Okay.
You understand? And it's about to become mandatory.
Okay. The brother now said, the brother God now make a statement. He said, if you take the chip ignorantly, alright, the word ignorant means to don't know. This, even though you take it in ignorance, that at that point in time, the Most High not going to wink. This is Revelation chapter 14 verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, which represent the angels and the elect, because the word holy means to be separate. The word angel is messengers, and we are angels, we are messengers. Alright? Going to say, and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai. Alright? And even if you take that chip in ignorance, which we know a lot of you are going to, because only if the Most High Spirit not upon you to resist, they go and take it. Some of them just talk now and say, hey, we ain't gonna take that chip, we ain't gonna take this, but you know what? I ain't feel the furnace yet. I ain't feel that fervent heat yet that the so-called white man have in place for you.
But what did I say? They say basically when a man belly burning, anything is anything. You understand? Because right now you see men will be all puffed up. You want to take the chip talking about two-thirds basically, because why? Your belly ain't burning because as the brother Kwana bring out, he say basically the Lord put his men in a training field. You understand? Training you how to resist the devil. But you two-thirds never really go through that training. So when time come where all they have nothing to eat and all them kind of thing, right? Or they're going and run into that chip. Or they're going and hug up that chip and caress that chip. You understand?
The scripture even mention you have not yet resisted unto blood. You understand? So you have not reached that point yet where your life depends on you to resist. You know, so certain things that you might go through in this life, hey, you can resist it because your life will depend on it. So you can say, alright, I can go do this. So what about that time where Esau go in and say, hey, it's either you take this or you get your neck under the guillotine. Where you going to know your children's neck when I be under the guillotine. These way you have to be a soldier for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which, as the brother mentioned again, we are part of the Most High's army, his training camp. We are training, or we have been trained to resist the temptations of Satan, as the scripture says in 2 Corinthians. For we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, alright, lest he should have advantage of us. We were informed of this devil's crafty cunningness. I can bring this precept here. In the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. Whose coming is after the working of Satan. When you read Psalms 109, scripture says what set Satan at his right hand. Alright, so his coming is after the working of Satan. And what the scripture refers to Satan as in Matthew chapter 2. The tempter. Alright? The tempter, and the basis of this lesson is dealing with what? The temptations to come. Alright? So, hey, whose coming is after the working of Satan. Is going to tempt us, is going to try us. It's a trying period to come. Alright? With all power and signs and lying wonders, because there's a lot of attributes to they ascribe to the chip. Alright? Saying that it's able to make the lame walk, you know, make the blind see, brain implants, brain chip implants, all these different things. The Neuralink program, you know, Elon Musk type of shit. All right. To boost your memory, lying wonders and power and signs. Verse 10, let's finish off. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, because an unrighteous thing to receive that mark simply by the laws will make no piercing in your flesh, and that is what they're gonna be. I'm pricking, all right, that charagma, you know, and an incision into your flesh. It says, in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. They didn't receive this love. Alright? They didn't want to hear, alright, put your trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai. But they wanted to put their trust in Esau. They wanted to put their trust in man. You know, this broken reed, this fallen kingdom. Esau is fallen. Alright? And he wants company in his fall. So guess what? He putting out all them arsenals out there. That chip is one of the main ones. That mark. Gonna sign you all over to him. All who take the chip, you're saying that, hey, I'm done with this man, and that man is going to be destroyed. So guess what? All they that are joined with him shall be trust true. Can.
Open Monday. And it is in the book of Matthew 24 and 18, right? It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
See that?
This is about enduring, going distance, finishing the race, right? Reading on, it says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Right? So basically, yeah, you had the prophets, you know, the real true prophets, which are us, men, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know, hey, we are here giving you this 100% truth. Right? So you people can't say, you know, can't justify yourself by saying, hey, you don't know, or you take the mark of the beast ignorantly, you take the shit ignorantly. Because this word being preached throughout the four corners of the earth.
That's right.
Right? So everybody getting a chance to hear.
Everybody hear it. You know? The scripture say they have ears, but they hear not.
Yeah?
You know, I just wanted to touch back on the preach of the brother read in 2 Thessalonians. Right? Where he say he make the statement and he say, you know, they will bring forth and make the lame walk and the blind see. This is Matthew 24 and verse 22. It's a lot. And verse 24 he says, for there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. And Esau going to show great sign with that chip, you know, making people get back the side, because they learn the way to manipulate the brain, all right, and to move this tissue in your brain cell, to make the IC, to do this, to do that, to make your side bond, you know. And some of the companies that are in charge of that is Hex something. And when you go into that word Hex, it goes back to the number 666 when you check on the numeral breakdown for it. You know?
And not even making to that extent of making the lame walk or the blind see. People today is simple. Alright, you jakes out there, you're simple minded. So guess what? You don't have to line up in groceries no more. Alright, you just walk straight to the cash register, swipe your hand and you go. You see that as a wow. You know, you see that as, yeah, but advancement in technology. This is the way it's supposed to be. You know, you see that as a miracle. You know, not having to actually, you know, go through all the different inconveniences you would have had to go through to get certain things much faster, much better, much easier, and he so call it much safer. You know, so you can't lose anything because everything chipped. But it's all to death. It's all to death and destruction.
Because they're so ignorant and so stupid. You know, hey, they would take that, you know, and try to push it like a style. And like how to push clothing and these bullshit. You know, push it at a style. You know, hey, get down with this. And them kind of thing.
Look what they did with the mask. Had Nike mask within a matter of time. Quick. Had Nike mask, Puma mask, Jordan mask. It became a brand. So you're on point. They're gonna make the microchip a brand. Which Esau starting it. He's always started. He started wickedness. And Jake's continue it. And they add the flavor and style to it.
God.
The deeds have surpassed the ways of the wicked.
Because I was really watching that we are seeing Naruto mass, you know, Tokyo Ghoul mass, all them kind of thing now. And it looking enticing to the eye. You understand? And that is really how Esau would have catch the mass majority of these.
And if they move them high jakes, you know, like them big celebrity jakes. The
Who
push,
sell out?
the push heating.
That's right.
Who sell out?
Because there's the one that these other jakes, you know, look up to. They look to be like them, like Jay-Z and these big
Kanye
rappers.
West, Michael
Them, they
Jordan.
use them to push them kind of thing.
Can. And hey, these people are so foolish, you know. A lot of them will go into the history of that mass. When that mass, it shows that you're under slavery. You don't have the right to talk, nigga. That's what that mass goes back to. When you go back into the slavery, you used to see they had things over the faces, some big chain things. They have no right to speak. Do as I say. And that is it. And they thinking this is our style, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
But master probably in a mental slavery and I don't even know it.
Sorry.
Because if I may say, when the mass epidemic come out, right, I was watching it and the people naturally look like mindless. How to put it, like mindless Jones, but like
Zombies.
yeah, like basically like they're being controlled. Because all they look like is thieves and medical patients walking around the place. That's what they look like.
Can you have a point? Because hey, back then a mask was a big problem to wear.
You
You know?
know? Mask, you get locked up one time.
God, no, they're wearing full mask on the face. And they don't have a problem with it.
Hypocritical nation.
That's right.
Right? That recently the Revelation 3:10 right off.
This is Revelation 3 and verse 10. And it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Who's that? The men of the Lord. The men of the Lord keeping the word that is the patience. You understand? The men that, as the scripture say, what they keeping their souls. You know, they keeping their souls in check. You know, being getting drawn in to the technologies and the lying wonders and advances of Esau's kingdom. Alright? Keeping the word of the Most High patience. All the things that we see around us is not deterring us from continuing to believe that hey, there's a life after this life. There's a new kingdom to come in righteousness. Alright, go ahead.
Reading on, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
To try them. All the world.
God,
Mass trial.
God.
We go through our little trials here and there. You know, right now we go through little trials here and there. My brother might be under the heat, and next brother mightn't. But that time to come, everybody going and be under that trial. Alright, it's going to be a test. That's why the scripture also says, then shall ye know who am I choosing, because that's how the Most High is know the men that famous through trials. If you in trying a man, that scripture talk about if you have a friend, prove him first.
Okay.
You understand? If you're not under that trial, if you're not under that test, how are you going to know where you stand? How are you going to know who is genuine or not? So that time of trial is coming and it's of the Most High. But the men that kept this word, he's going to keep them from what? Being caught up, being consumed by the hour of temptation. They're not going to receive that mark. They're going to have the victory over it. That precept here, that's it then. Can. In Matthew chapter 26 and verse 41, Yahushua speaking to Peter. Alright, it says, watch and pray that he enter not into temptation. Anyway, Yahushua tell Peter, watch and pray that he enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing. So right now, us here in this mindset, you know, being in this truth, we made up our mind not to take the chip concerning the inner man. Alright? But here the scripture say, but the flesh is weak. The flesh is really weak. So when the flesh start to go through that hungry times, that hunger, you know, and that turmoil and that affliction, the flesh gonna wanna try to fight and try to crave for what Esau pushing, that mark. But due to the fact that, hey, we as men of the Lord, we exercise what in these times? Fasting, we pray, we meditate on these scriptures, we subduing the flesh from all now. Don't wait till it's that time to try and subdue the flesh. You greedy niggas out there whose God is your belly, as the scripture say. You all are going to take that chip. You could say, yeah, I seen it, you know, I seen that the mark, I ain't taking that. You gonna take it still. It didn't subdue the flesh. Go ahead.
This is the book of Acts 14 and 22. It reads, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. That is the key point right there, that much tribulation. You can say a little bit, say much.
Much.
Like they more than one trial. If Bible Kosha, if anybody can read the 1 Peter chapter 1, 5 and 5 to 7 Bible Kosha, because hey, this trial coming here is not a light one. But through it all, the scripture that would, the Most High tell Peter, he say, hey, don't take your eye off me. And when Peter did that, he started sinking. So how should I say, don't take your eye off me. Remember, keep your eye on me. I will guide you through. Fire on one side and water on one side. To go into Solomon's chamber. You know? We gotta go through that little narrow path before we enter into the broad. Go ahead, Bob.
Alright, this is 1 Peter 1 and verse 5. It says, who are kept by the power of Yahweh through faith unto...
The key point, this is the key thing, the simple things the Most High does. Take the time out to slow down your busy day and make you understand who. Now we don't know, but we hoping to be. But say who are kept right there. Who are kept. The hopeful elect in that time and